Favorite All-Star game. This was it. I believe it was Oakland. Was it 2000?
Yeah,
bringing the new millennium.
I don't even know what that was right there.
Oh, man, I remember being there. That's when your eyes hurt the shack.
That's right. You see that camera? Technology.
Hey, you think you can find that video, though?
No, I can't find it.
I know. I lost my video camera. Look at young K Boogie over there. Ray Allen.
That's when you didn't really value.
Oh, I heard
you didn't value content.
You know what that changed that?
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Shaq, you wasn't even recording because ain't no light on. He a liar.
He wasn't recording.
He wasn't recording.
He said,
go back, it ain't no light on the camera.
Because I had stopped it. I stopped it. Man.
The camera ain't on.
He stopped to look at the action.
Yeah, I did. I stopped it.
Oh, man.
Another rich athlete accessory.
Oh, man. I remember
I don't even know
that, too.
What was that, reverse 360 windmill?
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that
Never
was.
seen nothing like that. No, he changed the game. And how about this, man? LaMarcus Aldridge, he is balling. If you don't believe me, look at the way he runs the floor. He had 20 points in the first half tonight as San Antonio takes the lead 16-10. BD, Devin Booker, tell the people about it.
Oh, man, nice. Got all the sauce, all the flavors. You know, I like him because he nice with the ball, he can shoot, and he, you know, he's young.
18 points.
And he's going to be a better playmaker.
What that, Jamal?
Jamal Crawford. Oh, yeah, he had 22. That's his season high.
Fountain of youth right there.
How old is Molly Ball? About 38?
Man, and he's still Benjamin. Oh, young. Oh, okay, LaMarcus Aldridge in the hot tub.
LaMarcus Duncan?
Machine. He had 29 and 14 in the game.
Shake them shoulders.
Okay.
Shake it.
Let him
Shake
know
it.
you dunked on him. But Bertan said you dunked on me, but look what I'm going to do.
David Lee.
Dang, the three.
Shout out to David Lee.
And since this is your high school All-American teammate, after Booker hits this fade, bang, bang, Booker hits the fadeaway. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about Rudy Gay's game after the turnover by Bellinelli, the Suns tie
Jackson.
and we get to 6 seconds left, and it's your boy.
Yeah, he's going in the game right here, just FYI. For all the 04 McDonald's All-Americans out there, he's representing him and LaMarcus out.
Right.
You didn't know.
Shout out to my high school coach, Coach Keener. He's coaching the McDonald's game this year. Game, bang. Big bucket right there by Rudy Gay. Check it out. The Suns shot a season-high 60%, but they've lost 9 straight. And he's missed 6 straight games with a left ankle sprain. And but check out Pop after the game. The great thing, he's such a great coach. He raves about what a great game it was and how proud he is of his team.
We were really fortunate to win the game. I thought that they outplayed us, out-coached us, out-physicaled us, out-executed us. We had no respect for them or for the game. We didn't play with each other. It was a pathetic performance, and Phoenix got robbed.
Tell us how you really feel, Pop.
I never played for Pop, but that looked like tomorrow practice we running suicides all day.
Oh, remember those practices like, look, we sorry for losing. We come in and run 17s in the morning.
Touch that line right there. So, go to bed early tonight in San Antonio.
Yeah.
But I like how he said out-coached us, because there's a lot of coaches that say outplayed us and don't include the coaching standpoint. So, I mean,
Pop is a
tells it
realist.
like it is.
Pop is a realist.
Yeah, but they're still running suicides tomorrow.
That's why they're worried about the
Coaches don't give a
suicides.
damn what y'all talking about. Tomorrow at 10:30, shh. You remember that?
Yeah. Get on the line.
I used to tell Pat Riley, man, I ain't doing that today.
They can't do it today?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, he's like, let me go back and get them. Busting even now.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's tough. I'm scared of Pop.
You still run Players Only halftime report presented by American Express. Now, usually we don't come in with highlights of the losing team, but the Lakers have been making a run with a few highlights.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at him. Don't you look at him.
No, don't look at him.
Don't look at him.
Don't stand over him. Yeah.
Where's Khalifa looking?
You got beads at the end. I see you with the beads.
You know. Welcome to Players Only. I'm Chris Webber. We got Shaq, Candace Parker, and my man BD. So what's going on, guys? When you look at the first half of this game, actually we can look at some of these plays. When you see a young team like the Lakers and they don't have LeBron James there, Candace, and you see the start of a game like this, if you're the coach or a teammate, What do you say to your players, and why is this going on?
Well, this looks like a team that hasn't had a ball handler with them. I mean, Rajon Rondo missed time. Lonzo Ball's out with an ankle injury. LeBron's been out for 16 games. So when the head of your offense has been out, you know, you're going to turn the ball over. But they were just giving the ball away.
I'd have to disagree with my good friend Candace. This right here is just a lack of focus, because after we get rid of these highlights, we're going to show highlights when they start focusing, they start making the plays.
No, I agree.
We're all professional, we all can play, and all coaches say the same thing. You guys are just not, listen, you're playing against the 76ers. LeBron's not out. Some of these guys should be auditioning, because when they come back, they're going to have to start tightening it up. A trade might be made. You know, so guys need to start auditioning and playing out. That right there was just a lack of focus. First play of the game, you can't turn it over.
I wanted to say, like, could it be the lack of focus? Could that be because of all the stuff that we're hearing today, right?
Right.
With, you know, the Anthony Davis trade rumors and, you know, them getting off to a slow start. When you have a young team like that, usually they're in their head, right?
Because they think they're going to be traded.
Yeah, because like you showing up to the game.
That's why you're supposed to step up.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, to show I'm next.
Yeah, you got to step
No,
up.
that's not the way you start. But I think as they got into the flow, they kind of, you know, when you start playing, you kind of lose that mentality, and you got to get back to playing basketball.
But could it also be that the ball's in the wrong people's hands? I mean, you see Josh Hart with the ball in his hands trying to make plays as opposed to, you know, these guys are used to having made finishing plays and not having to make them.
I mean, but they're down, they're playing in L.A., and we all know how the L.A. fans are. They're getting back in the game right there. Mike Penberthy with the two-handed jam.
They're really on the
starting to come up. Yeah, and they're a little bit more focused.
Let me ask you
Playing
something,
with great
Shaq.
energy.
Shaq, you played in two cities that were temptations for teammates, and that was Miami and the Lakers. Did the great Lakers team ever say, this team is coming in tonight, or did you say, this team is coming in tonight? I know that they went out last night. We need to start early and get off to a 10-point lead, because then they won't come back. Or in Miami, both places temptations for players.
It also depends on your plan. When you're playing against a great team that really has championship aspirations, like you guys never went out. So like we would definitely worry about y'all. But the young teams, we know they was going out. You know how I knew? 'Cause when I went out, I saw them. So I knew who was out and who wasn't out. And you know, the Lakers again, they were not mentally ready. And you know, once the crowd started getting into the game and LeBron started talking, and, you know, making faces and stuff like that, their concentration and their focus was a little bit better, and they're starting to get back in the game. But, you know, Philly cannot lose this game today.
Yeah.
Against a LeBron-less Lakers, you got to get that win.
See, Webb, you're not going to put Cleveland in that mix of
going out late at night?
No? Nobody went out in
No, they went to the movies.
Okay, my bad.
Coaches love Cleveland. Like, I see a 6 o'clock practice. They're like, all right.
You go out in Cleveland, go right to the airport.
Listen, I was living in Cleveland.
Sorry,
Went out 3
Cleveland.
times and I didn't see nothing. They ain't even had no hookah bar.
Did you see them midgets? They had things called midgets in
Midgets?
Cleveland.
What's that?
They like a million gnats. It was like a million gnats just hanging on buildings. That was the most interesting thing I seen in Cleveland. Midgets.
He do look like Wiz.
Yeah, he look like Tiger, too.
Tiger with the dunk.
A little bit with him.
He do look like Wiz.
Oh, man. We'll be back
Count it up, ain't you, boy?
on the American Express halftime report. We'll tell you who more people look like. We know all their twins.
I never seen you out when these in LA.
Welcome back to Players Only, Mr. Vegas. I hope you are listening, GA. Matter of fact, I know you are. I just want to throw a couple things out to you, GA. Barry Davis.
got a button now.
Hold on, GA.
We got a button.
Yeah, hold on. Barry Davis said you look like the black man on the penny that got rejected. Barry Davis said you cut your suit coat out of a car of an old pimp Cadillac.
And Candace said you look like a Rick James backup singer. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
Hey, Jimmy, why you laughing so hard, Jimmy?
Wait a minute, Candace. I know C. Webb that caught a few comments tonight.
Oh, they've been killing me. That's why I'm glad they killing you, because Candace said you trying to join the NFL Hall of Fame.
He got that pimp cushion. He got that pimp cushion jacket.
Is that velvet?
Hey, you have to have left this to me, and it will.
Golden ticket. Thank you for wearing that outfit, GA. You let me get away with this turtleneck, and I'm hot in the studio.
Hey, GA, don't let him talk you out of that, dog. Bring that one out.
Hold on.
I ain't worried about
Just next time, don't do the red pinstripes.
I got a maroon with next
And wear
week.
that vest. You know it's a vest with that.
I ain't wearing a vest this time. I'm going to have a maroon with
You
next
look like
week.
a gold sugar cane. Welcome to the Players Only Halftime Report, presented by American Express. I'm Chris Webber. We got my girl Candace Parker, BD, that's Baron Davis, and the big Shaq, the big everything. What's up, big fella? You laughing at. What's up?
I don't mean to sweat her, but she looks nice. Get it? Sweat her.
Explain the inside joke. Welcome back to American Express teammates. Now, of course, we're watching the Houston Pelicans game, but we got a game that's better than that. So we're going to switch over right now. How about this? I think that's 60 points, and you just look at that.
Yikes.
Field goal percentage, 36. What is that? 21 for 36 shooting. That's right. These teammates of Westbrook and Paul just like that math right there. Yeah, I saw you watching me too. I was gonna look at you.
Let me carry the one.
You know what I mean? Trying early, but let's get right to the highlights. BD, what's the best thing you like about Paul George's game?
I think the shift in him being the aggressor, right? He's smooth, mid-range to the hole. He handles the ball, and he can find people. But I just like him in the ISO situation. I don't think there's nobody in the league that can guard this kid right now.
You want to see this move? Check it out. A career-high 31 in the first half, and the float on the floater. I don't know who that was. He gave them the business. George again with 31.
What was that? Afro-Euro step?
No, Afro-Euro step.
Oh, show it to him.
Okay, show it again.
Afrobeat.
That's how you
That's
do
an
it.
Afrobeat.
You know what I mean? So, where's the Westbrook? You want to see Hamidou Diallo get up? There you go. The oop baseline for the dunk. OKC up 83-73. Now, Vucevic. It's time for him to go up. You got to dunk on everybody you can, and even though it didn't go in sometimes, you still got to attack the basket. Jerry and Grant, one of the Grant twins, goes to the hole. He makes
son of Harvey.
26-5 Magic run. Now, Schroeder, he's going to tie the game up with a three-pointer. You know, Candace, I think he's been so good for this team, Schroeder, because he keeps the pace of a guy like Russell Westbrook doing his thing.
Well, Schroeder has obviously played starting minutes, and for him to be able to play also without Russell, but alongside him, it gives OKC another look.
It gives them another look, lets them keep the pace, and how about that? 118, 113. You want to see a little more George?
Give it to him.
Step back, crossover, step back.
Fournier tried.
Got him.
Tried.
Okay.
Take that.
See, now, Candace, and we were talking, you and I believe, and guys are interested to hear what y'all think, but Candace was saying in the back that OKC just really all they need is a shooter, and that would help them, basically what you were saying, right, from penetration from a Westbrook and a standstill shooter or somebody that can get their own shot.
I think at this point, just a standstill shooter, and it'll open up the lane and it'll take some pressure off of Russell and obviously give him more space for him to drive, because he's doing really good going north and south this season.
I agree with you, but they also need another guy that can score at all times, because, you know, it's nice to have a 1-2 punch, but what if one of those guys are not having a good game? You need that other guy that's an automatic scorer. Schroeder can be that guy every now and then, but he's kind of a wild card. I don't want him taking, you know, crazy shots trying to get 20.
Do you guys think a team like this, BD, needs to make a trade before the February 7th trade deadline, or because they're playing well and rely on their defense, you just got to throw all your chips in and play this way? Or if you want to win a championship, is this year to make the trade, or do you think Golden State still has it and you have another year or two before you shore up your team?
I think it's the year to make the trade, because what Candace and Shaq is saying, those are the two people they need, right? And you can go and find somebody on somebody's bench. Look what Houston did with Fareed. You can go find one of these people that can be, you know, a third or a fourth scorer for you, rebounder, effective guy, and then you can also go get you a shooter, somebody that can stretch the defense. And if they have those two things with Schroeder and with Russ and PG doing most of the ball handling, they should be fine.
Yeah, it'd be interesting with their defense to see if they make any more moves. Now, we'll be back with more in a minute on the American Express Halftime Report. Shaq, when your coworkers laugh at your jokes, it's because they're too scared not to. Sweater.
You don't like my joke, Mouse?
Really? Okay, TK, I got one for you.
Oh, there you go. That's your studious look.
Yeah.
Professor Parker.
That was my carry the one.
Professor
look.
Parker.
That was my quick math look.
There you go. We'll be back. Players only.
Y'all ain't like my joke?
Welcome.
Back. It's the American Express Halftime Report. We got the crew up here, Players Only. We're back every Tuesday. You can catch us on TNT. That's the station you're watching now, just in case you didn't know. Candace, we were watching the game in the back, and you were talking about teammates, hustle players, and how this wasn't stars only, but players only, meaning that we need to give a little love to the players that do all the dirty work, the unsung heroes. And you have a guy you want to talk about tonight.
Well, Kenneth Faried, picked up by Houston, has bounced around the league for some time, changed positions from playing a 4 into a league that now they only value stretch 4s now. So it was, where do you play him? Well, Houston found a place to play him, and that's at the 5 position. P.J. Tucker is their blue-collar worker. Well, now they have another one. He gets the hustle plays. He always seems to be at the right place at the right time, moves without the ball very well, is able to finish. For what he gives up in size, he has in strength. And, you know, obviously shouldn't have thrown that pass, but he gets it back with the hustle play and gets the and one. This is a person that is filling in for Clint Capella, who was averaging 18 points, 13 rebounds. At the half, he has 13 and 7. And so it's not all about just the stars. It's about those other players that can fill in, and especially in the playoffs, this is great for them to have a backup behind Clint.
And he's out there working hard. You can see he's out there sweating like he's wearing a black turtleneck sweater. He's out there sweating.
Where's my man that sent in the tweet earlier about laughing at Shaq's jokes? Oh, this guy, funny guy.
Like that sweater.
Eddie Murphy in the studio tonight, guys. When the Clumps 3 comes back.
What's up, Keith Sweat?
You want me to sing a little Keith? Like, get up tonight.
Get up.
I thought we was teammates. Now, Barron down there pumping it up. All right, Barron. I just saw the Mr. Rogers documentary. He's straight up jacking his style. But see,
It's
I
a
don't even like
beautiful day
doing
on
that.
players only. It's a beautiful day
In the
on players.
neighborhood. Hey, you remember Eddie Murphy did Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood? That's who VD look like right now. About to rob your crib. We'll be right back. Players only, halftime. Oh, somebody help me out there.
That's right.
Baron Davis turning. Oh, there you go. Mr. Boom Hood.
The internet has no chill.
Oh, and they quick, too.
Undefeated.
Yeah.